Hey there, Brian King. I just had a wonderful conversation with a gentleman who also has dyslexia. And we were just going back and forth about the strategies that we use and how life has been opened up to us because we were able to circumvent the traditional way of reading and open doors to us. And of course, the easiest and most accessible one these days is text-to-speech, where you have either things on your browser, on your Kindle, on your iPhone, have them read to you so that you can absorb them without having to go the traditional route of looking with your eyes and wearing yourself out. And one thing that he mentioned, which is a common struggle for me as well, because I also have ADHD, is the fact that we talk all over the place. We talk in tangents. And people often think that we're not getting anywhere. People think that we're confusing to listen to. And for them, I totally sympathize. But the reality is that, believe it or not, our scatter is connected. There's a connection between all these things. And one thing that I do to keep my scatter in order is I use a lot of mind maps in order to keep track of what's happening in my life. And I know they sometimes encourage it in school, but it isn't really something that is encouraged in a generalizable way in order to organize things. You can do a mind map for chores. You can do a mind map for your bills. The one that I am highlighting here is the mind map that I have for self-care. Because one of the things that we can forget to do is how to take care of ourselves. And one of the way that I organize it here is around my various senses. Because with ADHD, dyslexia, Asperger's, there are things that calm us and there are things that stress us out. So it's really helpful to know which senses are triggered by what. So in terms of what I hear, I can listen to podcasts that educate me. I can listen to my favorite music to keep me energized. Those of you who are runners or like to exercise, there are certain songs that you listen to that really pump you up and get your adrenaline going. If you're stressed out, there might be some ballads that help you calm yourself down. I use music a lot to regulate because I'm so auditory. So when it comes to hearing, you can also add to this the things in the course of your day that add anxiety. When your sibling with that sense of have no musical sense starts singing, and it's like a rake on a chalkboard, that's the kind of stuff that you want to avoid. How do you avoid it? Maybe you listen to music when you're around the house. There are a lot of ways that you can do that other than fighting with your sibling and tell them to knock it off, okay? What I see? Well, I avoid the news, and the news meaning the visual media, watching the nightly news or CNN, where it's this repeat over and over again of these traumatic scenes that just drive you crazy and make you feel like you need to go out and buy a shotgun collection because ISIS is coming to get you, okay? So I replace it with internet articles where I can take things in doses that can be more selective so that it helps keep my anxiety down, and so on. What I touch, what I smell, exercising. This mind mapping is so beautiful in just helping me organize all the different aspects of my world that seem really disconnected and connect them in a visual way. And I use a program called iThoughtX, which is for the Mac. But there are a lot of mind mapping softwares out there. Maybe you like the traditional hard copy. You just want to write it down on a piece of paper and keep it with you. But the digital way allows you to manipulate it, add things, delete things very quickly. You can sit down with somebody who's a little more organized than you and understands the way you think and can help you determine what might be the most efficient way to organize things. But I've got mind maps for all kinds of things, for my goals for the year, my goals for the week, things I have to take care of. Certain to-dos might be more connected than you realize, because a to-do list is just a list of items. But if you need to create a mind map that shows you that certain to-dos are in the same area of town, when you're plotting a map of sorts, and it might not have occurred to you. When I go to the grocery store, which drives my wife crazy, is I go here, oh, I forgot something, go back over here. And I end up doing about 5 miles before I've even gotten through half the list, because my mind goes in so many directions. She has a list that is set up by aisle. She's beautifully efficient. I don't have that kind of brain. So Needless to say, she does not want me shopping with her. Okay? I don't blame her. So that's pretty much my take on this particular tool. It can be just extremely helpful in making your life easier. And if you're a professional and you're having to explain yourself to a supervisor, to a colleague, and you know that you tend to tangent, you know that you tend to be scattered, you can create a mind map of your main point, the main goal of why you're talking to that person or making that presentation. Then you can create all the main points and show how they're connected to the main idea, because you know you're going to go all over the place. But at the end of it, you can show your colleague the mind map and say, this is how everything is connected. It seems like I was scattered all over the place, but the bottom line is we hit everything, maybe not in a fluid, linear way, but we hit everything, and this is how it works. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If so, pass it on so other folks can be helped as well.